What can you do with Google Drawing? Google Drawing is an online tool for creating flowcharts, headers, images, or diagrams. In your Drive, under New and under More, you'll see Google Drawings. Some of the things that you can do with Google Drawing I have listed here. Creating infographics, annotating images and screenshots, making custom graphics, create graphic organizers, collaborate on a whiteboard, add post-it notes, edit images, make blackline masters, create word art for docs, logos, banners, headers, sketchnote, create timelines, flowcharts, comic strips, badges, recolor images. This is an example of a badge that I made in Google Drawing. And here you see a separate one which I can then download as a PNG, and then I can drop that icon into whatever I want. Here's a post-it note where you can also collaborate with people. Here is an image. Notice when I click on the image, I get my image options. And one of the things that you can do is recolor images. So if you wanted to change that, you can do that. You can also adjust the transparency. We'll look at that a little bit more in another area. So there are many, many things that you can do with graphic organizers, and you can use Google Drawing for that. If I just Google graphic organizers Google Drawing, you'll see a lot of different examples, and you might get some good ideas there. So one area that probably a lot of people would use would be Venn diagrams. So I'm going to go ahead and create a Venn diagram in this Google Drawing. First thing I'm going to do is look for my shapes, and I'm going to get a circle shape, and I'm going to add a circle, and I'm going to change the color. And while I am on this, I want to change the transparency. So I'm going to go back up to the bucket, and I'm going to go to Custom, and over on the far right is the transparency line. So I can make that a little more transparent, and I'm going to thicken this line a little bit. And then what I want to do is I just want to copy this so I have the exact same size, and I'm going to use my guideline there. I'm going to drag that over. Since it is a Venn diagram, it's a little too far, so I move those two together here. I'm just going to go back for a minute. Under File, you have Page Setup, and it is set to standard, but you can always customize your page setup, and you can change that to be more of a infographic size. So I'm also going to change the color of one of these. I'm going to go with pink, and I'm also going to need to change the transparency. Again, under Custom, I'll drag that down. And you can see now I have 3 colors. So I can type in these boxes. However, it's going to cause a little bit of an issue when I go to type in this, because I want to put some typing in here, and it's going to overlap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert a text box here, and then you can see that I can type within here, and then I can insert a text box over here, and I can insert a text box over here for my diagram. And then of course I can add all my information on the top. Now let's just take a look at adding some images in a Google Drawing. And notice at the very far bottom right, I have these lines here. Once I put an image on here, I can drag this up and change the size of the page so it's just the image, whatever image I have. If you're doing badges, I would recommend doing that. But I'm going to go ahead, I want to insert a logo. So I'm going to go ahead and insert an image, and I'm going to go into my Drive, and I'm going to look for one of the Strongsville logos. And I've inserted our Strongsville Mustang logo. But I want to make this transparent because I want this to be on some kind of letterhead or sheet. So when my image is selected, and I know it's selected by the blue line, I go to Image Options, and then I get this little toolbar on the side. I can recolor, as I showed you before. So if you want to change the colors for some reason, and I can adjust this transparency. So I'm going to adjust the transparency, see how that looks. So I like that, and I am going to then maybe add a text box over here, or I can add some more images just to show you how to do it. If I am under Tools, I can go to Explore, and if I want to jump on the web and find some other images, I'm going to find puppies as an example, and I'm going to go to Images. So if I pick this little picture right here and drag it over, I'm going to have to resize by grabbing the corner and drag that up. So you can have something maybe on a letterhead that's transparent, then you can have another picture up in the corner. I can also change this image, so when it's highlighted or selected, you see my image options appear. I could make that transparent again if I want to, or recolor. I can also change the shape, so if I go to my crop tool but I go to the little arrow at the side, I can pick a shape for this picture, so I can have it look like that. So those are just some of the things that you can do with Google Drawing. Give it a try.